know for a fact. I shot that thing.
Granted, eventually that bullet will fall, and now it's crossing back over to that point of aim and point of impact partnership. Sounds very complicated. That's because, well, it's a little bit difficult to explain. But look at it this way. When I went through camp with the Marines, we were using iron sights, and we would sight in and get a 36-yard zero. The reason they went for 36 yards is because your point of aim and your point of impact will be similar at 100 yards, if not the same. Whenever you look at magnified optics, they're a little bit easier, if you ask me. Because if you've got something like the Leupold that I have on the Mark 12 here, it's got bullet drop compensation on it. So when I'm looking down my reticle here, if I zero it to 100 yards, I know that right where the center of my crosshairs meet, about right, here, that would be a 100 point of aim, point of impact. If I look here, I then have mil dots below that are references to 200 yards, 300, 400, 500 yards, and then a horizontal stadia for 600 yards. At 100 yards, as long as I'm making good, precise hits, then I know I'm set for that. But keep in mind, for your magnified optics, you got to keep in mind what type of loads you're shooting. For Leupold, they have their custom shop, which is pretty cool, and you can get custom turrets. This is the Mark AR, a discontinued optic now, but a great optic. I like it a lot. It originally came with 55 grain for 223 adjustment turrets. You can get those customized out to whatever type of ammunition you're shooting. Typically, I like to run 77 grain open tip match through this. So the deviation from 77 grain to 55 grain is going to be quite significant, as we recently showed you guys in a video all about velocities. 55 grain is significantly quicker, as you can imagine. But anyway, so making your adjustments are going to differ just a little bit. But this guy here, I know if I'm zeroed at 100 yards and I move this up and I'm looking at a 300-yard target and I have that third dot, or I say technically second dot on my target, I will be making impact at 300 yards, even out to 500 yards, which is super easy to do with this gun.